But we started this operation. What you see here, this was nothing but a pasture, and we started originally harvesting peat humus, not peat moss, peat humus. And this is the Carolina Bay. This is where our operation is today, and that's where the trailer is now, the guest house, and the shed's up here out of the picture. This is what we call a 40-acre pond, and as you can see, this was a baptismal pond where there was a church over here. The cemetery was active until 1852. But this is essentially a Carolina Bay. This side is high, and this side is low. You hardly see any graduation. It starts dropping right in here.
Where's north, Mike?
North is over here.
Okay.
And that's toward the ocean, and that's of course south, and this is southwest. And normally orientation is northwest, southeast. Well, this one is southwest, northeast. See, so it doesn't fit the argument that some of these experts said. But as you can see, that at this time, this was in 02 or 03, I'm not sure. Of course, we were in a drought. These are seasonal ponds. They rise and fall based on the water table. And that was the only real deep hole at that time. This spot right here is probably the deepest of all, right in here. And that's the highest side, here. And then it fans out, and all this is pure sand all the way around to about here. Which makes sense, because the low country is over there. And if you think about this being underwater, then the tide would be going back and forth, and it would distribute the sand from this side because the water is being forced from the opposite side. So that's my theory on that. But anyway, what we did first thing, we got the vegetation off, and we cut a trench, and we started pumping. That's nothing but a 3-inch pump, and we were able to drop it down to this point. Once this stuff is like a cow patty, once it gets dry, it can carry a load, so we can literally go across this with trailers. And then we started harvesting. This is what peat looked like when it's first dug out. Back then we used a harrow, we used a reverse rotary tiller, and we used a box blade, and we scooped it up, mounded it up. And what that did, it maintained the highest organic level. This material right here is USGA certified, which says it must have at least 85% organic. And peat humus, being a fractionated material, it's so fractionated and closer to mineral that it's hard to get an 85%, but we were able to qualify it as that. And this is a peat pile, and this was our first batch right here. This is chicken litter. Had a friend, Bill Bryant, brought us some chicken litter over. You see the cotton trash, chicken litter. This is peanut hay that was mixed with the peat humus, and that was started in January, and this is what it looked like in the February here. So gives you an idea how quick it can break down if you do it properly. And over here, we finally got in. We realized we had a product that people were interested in, so we started buying old trucks. And this is what the cotton trash looks like when we push it up at the gin. A season will probably, this particular year, we did about 32,000 bales. So you figure 150 pounds per bale. So you figure 30,000 times 150, that's how many pounds of gin waste we had. And that's how high I pushed it up with the loader.
That fellow standing right there is 6'8".
He's 6'8". And this is my Athy. This is a piece of used highway equipment that I built. This is front end on it. It's kind of a combination of a snow blower head and a grain head. It's got the paddles that carries up the conveyor, and it brings it from the left and the right, so you get a good, as you see here, it does an excellent job tearing the pile down and blending, 100% blending. And you can see the heat coming off. So what you do, you reoxynize the compost, the carbon dioxide, which is heavy, falls away, and it just reoxygenizes it. This is a blend that went to one of my customers. You can see the light and dark colors. And what I did, I used a loader and I loaded the pile up, and then we went through it, and that's what it looks like when it's finished. So it's a very efficient and uniform way of making blends and to compost. And these are some piles that we're curing. And here I am, you can see I've turned this pile here, and you see the steam still coming off. It usually takes 12 weeks. And this is a close-up of some of my piles. And here it is screening it, and that's what the finished product looks like. So that kind of gives you an idea of how we evolved from just being in the peat business and selling peat to worm growers and nurseries and horticultural applications to now we do a full line. So we'll move over here. We'll go through this real quick.